How is urine formed? Urine formation. So our kidney consists of billions of nephron, and each nephron they have the Bowman's capsule, the proximal convoluted tubule, Henle's loop, distal convoluted tubule, and the collecting duct. The blood that comes to the Bowman's capsule is in the form of afferent arteriole. So from the blood that is present in the afferent arteriole, now this afferent arteriole will break up into capillaries, tuft of capillaries, which is called as glomerulus. The glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule, they are together called as Malpighian body. Both of these together, glomerulus and Bowman's capsule, both together will be called as Malpighian body. It is in this Malpighian body, that is Bowman's capsule and the glomerulus. It is in this region that the filtration takes place. Filtration of blood takes place, where almost all the constituents of the blood except proteins will get filtered. They cross the membranes and comes into the lumen of Bowman's capsule. So this is the lumen of Bowman's capsule. And what comes as a filtrate amount will be around 180 liters per day, whereas the final filtrate that comes out as urine, that is about 1.5 liters to 2 liters, which means that from the initial filtrate 180 liters per day, useful substances will be reabsorbed by the blood capillaries, vasa recta that surrounds the kidney tubule. Later they will get reabsorbed, the blood will take it back. So there are three steps in the formation of urine. The three steps are, the first is glomerular filtration. Glomerular filtration, nearly 1/5 of the total cardiac output, that is about 5000 ml, gets filtered by the kidneys. So that means it's about 1000 ml. So it's filtered by the kidneys per minute. And the initial filtrate that is formed inside the Bowman's capsule consists of almost all the constituents of blood except proteins. So they will have water, they will have the minerals like sodium, chloride, ammonia, urea. So they will have all the constituents, even amino acids will also be present. From this initial filtrate, later the blood will reabsorb them back. As the filtrate passes through the proximal convoluted tubule, Henle's loop, distal convoluted tubule, whatever the blood requires according to the need, it will be taken back. That is called as reabsorption. So this step of glomerular filtration is also called as ultrafiltration because major part of blood is getting filtered there. Ultrafiltration. And it filters with a blood pressure, which is also called as glomerular filtration rate. So filtration happens at the rate 180 liters per day. And this regulation of glomerular filtration is done by some of the enzymes and hormones that will be dealt later. So the glomerular filtration is also called ultrafiltration. The second process what takes place is reabsorption. Reabsorption means whatever useful substances are present in this initial filtrate will be absorbed back by the blood as the filtrate passes through these kidney tubules. As the filter passes through these kidney tubules, whatever vasa recta and the capillaries are there surrounding, they will take back the substances that is useful for the blood. So that happens during the reabsorption. So during reabsorption, the blood that gets filtered in the Bowman's capsule from the blood surrounding the kidney tubules blood reabsorbs useful substances from the kidney tubule. Some of the useful substances that have been reabsorbed are glucose, amino acids as per the need, amino acids, water depending upon how much the blood requires. If water is not sufficient in the body, then more water will be absorbed by the blood. So in this glucose, amino acids, water, sodium will be absorbed by the blood bag. The third step is secretion. Kidney tubules can secrete some of the substances, especially in the proximal convoluted tubule and distal convoluted tubule. So proximal convoluted tubule and the distal convoluted tubule areas of the kidney tubule secrete into the filtrate H plus ions. This H plus ions are formed as a result of respiration, where carbon dioxide combines with water in the presence of carbonic anhydrase and forms carbonic acid. Carbonic acid later splits to form carbonates and H plus ions. H plus actually increases the acidity of the blood. So that's why it also has to be removed. So that is done by proximal convoluted tubule and distal convoluted tubule. So they secrete into the final filtrate these H plus ions, potassium ions if it is excess, ammonia since it's a nitrogenous waste. So they will be secreted into the filtrate. So this activity helps in maintaining ionic balance in the body, helps in maintaining ionic balance in the body and pH of the blood. It maintains the ionic balance and pH of blood because H plus, if it's more inside the blood, it results in acidity of the blood. So that's why they have to be removed. So these are the three steps involved in the urine formation.